Hello, students. So let's go to understand the phenomena of black body radiation. But before that, we will try to understand what is radiation. And we have observed in our daily life that when we have iron rod and we are just going to heat it, its color is continuously change as we are changing the temperature. So what is this particular thing? Let's try to understand. So initially at the lower temperature, you can see that iron rod will be in red color. And when you will increase the temperature, it will finally go to particularly orange. And then it will finally go to yellow. And finally it will be become at the very high temperature, it will blue. And if you can go more higher and higher temperature, then it will go to white also. So this is the phenomena we can see in daily life. So what we have seen as that we are just changing the temperature, the color of the material is going to change. And this phenomena is basically understood by radiation or theory of black body radiation. So what we have seen earlier at the microscopic level, when temperature is increased, then microscopic particle will become energetic, means its speed is going to increase as we are increasing the temperature. So once we are increase the temperature, it will increase, and this phenomena, its speed will increase, the kinetic energy is going to increase, and this phenomena can be easily understood by Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution or Maxwellian distribution. Now, if we have microscopic particles such as electron or some charged particle, and if we are just giving the temperature of it, it will also become energetic. Its speed is increased, but hence it is charged particle and its speed is increased. It will radiate, so it will lose the energy in form of radiation. So it will lose the energy. What will happen? It will excite it and it will just lose the energy in form of radiation. So increase the temperature of charged particle, it will radiate, and this is and this phenomena will mainly dependent on composition of a particular material. But there is some very idealized kind of body which is known as black body. So what is black body? So black body is a idealized concept. It is idealized concept in which it is observed that it will emit the universal character of thermal spectrum. What is meaning of that? Meaning of that, the black body is an idealized body which can absorb all possible frequency, or it can it can emit all possible frequency. So it is a universal character. So what is the basic character of black body? The basic character of black body is all about not dependent it will not dependent on the composition of metal. The radiation of is not dependent on composition of body. It is universal in nature, so it can absorb all possible frequency and it can emit all possible frequency. So this is idealized form of black body. So before understanding to the radiation from the black body, let us try to discuss what is some mathematical formula, that is intensity or radiancy. So let's first try to go for this. So first we will try to understand radiancy. So let's go to understand. In general, we can write its mu as a function of absolute temperature T, and this is nothing but energy per unit time between frequency nu to nu plus d nu. So this is particularly known as radiancy. And what will be intensity? The intensity is nothing but if we are going to integrate all possible radiance all possible frequency. So radiancy and integrable of all frequencies is known as intensity. Radiancy, and we can integrate all possible frequency, then it is known as intensity. And intensity is directly associated to the power, and we can find that energy per unit time per unit area is intensity, and power, we can easily find energy per unit time is power. So we can correlate intensity and energy from this. So what is the basic profile of black body? So let's try to understand the basic profile of black body. So basic profile of black body, once we are going to plot the curve between intensity and frequency or intensity and wavelength, we can see there are a very different nature of curve. So what are these curves? So we have to just plot that intensity versus frequency, and we are just plotting it intensity versus frequency for at some absolute temperature. So we are plotting it for some absolute temperature. So this will be something like this. So this is at the lower temperature, and once we are increasing the temperature, the profile is going to, the shape will be same, but the profile is going to change. This is something like this. Again, we can increase the temperature. This will be, so this type of profile is there. So red is the some low temperature. Let's say this is at the temperature T1. Yellow is the temperature T2, and blue is the temperature T3. And what we have seen that T3 is greater than, we can just write in form of, so we have seen that T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. And we have seen that this curve for the particular temperature have some peak at some maximum value of intensity, and after then it is, before then it is decreasing, after then it is decreasing. So some closed curve is there. So this is the intensity versus frequency. Yes, we can also plot between intensity versus wavelength. So if we are going to plot intensity versus wavelength, this is I versus lambda. So if we are going to plot it, so first curve will be, we have blue curve, means we are talking about T3, and then we have yellow curve, and yellow curve will be something about T2, and then we have red curve. Red curve is something about T3. Obviously, this is the temperature, and temperature again we can say T3 is greater than T2. T3 is greater than T2 is greater than, sorry, this is T1. This is basically T1. So this will be T1. And this particular point will be at some particular lambda. This is at some particular lambda, and this is, let's say, lambda maximum, and we have also this is at some particular frequency, that is, say, mu maximum. So what is this observation? So let's try to go for the first. What is this observation? So observation is very interesting. We have seen that first observation is this is for the black body. So first observation is the spectrum is continuous. We have seen that the spectrum is continuous. Second observation, we have seen that it will not, the intensity is not dependent on composition shape of body. It depends only absolute temperature absolute temperature of body. So this is the, and we have also seen that this intensity will be maximum at some frequency, that we can get the finite frequency which will be maximum. So this will corresponds to I maximum. This will corresponds to I maximum. For T3 we have mu maximum. So we have at some particular, at, this is the very interesting thing. So this will be, so at some particular new maximum, I is maximum. So this is the finite value for the some, this is some maximum, and every spectral curve has its maximum. It has also some maximum. This new maximum, we have this particular intensity maximum, and this is also, we can see. So these are the profile, and obviously how we are going to explain it. How we are going to explain it, this is the one of the biggest challenge for the black body radiation. So before that, how we will make the black body, if it is idealized, then how you are doing this experiment. So we can make a more or less some trick, we can make a black body radiation. So let's try to see how we can make black body radiation. So to make a idealized black body, we can do some trick. What is this thing? So we can make a cavity. So let's say this is cavity of some shape. Let's say this is cavity, and this is particular thick wall cavity, and such that we, this is every ray come into this can be perfectly reflect. And what we will do, we will just make a small hole into this cavity. So what will happen, the light will come into this, so light will come through this hole and finally try to reflect back from this all wall. So it can come here and it can reflect back through all this wall. So this all wall will absorb all this light what is coming, and from this particular hole, the very few, hence this is very small, and this is this cavity is this hole is very small, so light cannot emit from this particular hole. So this particular hole is the small hole can be idealized at black body, and inside that all the radiation can be absorbed, and from there it cannot be come out from this particular hole. So this is identified as a black body. So from this method, we can make a black body in in our lab, and we can do the experiment. So let's again go for experiment. What we have seen, and there are two law. One is Stephen's law, and another is Wien's displacement law. So we will just try to discuss what are these two laws. So let's again go for the curve or intensity versus frequency curve. So we have intensity versus frequency, and this curve is something like that. And this particular value is nu maximum. Nu max means, what is nu max? This is nu max is frequency for which the radiation or energy intensity will be maximum. You can see here it is intensity. If intensity is maximum, then energy is also maximum. So it's a very simple. So intensity is maximum. So this is a one particular frequency. So there is one particular frequency for that intensity is maximum. So this particular frequency is known as nu max. So how we can justify all this thing? And we have also seen that if temperature is increasing, this nu is also moving towards right. So for this particular temperature, let's say this is particular temperature T1. So this is nu 1 max, and this particular temperature T2. And so we have nu 2 max, and we have T2 is greater than T1. And similarly, we have also see that nu 2 max is greater than nu 1 max. So obviously, if temperature is increasing, the nu 1 max will shift towards right, and conversely, the corresponding lambda will shift towards left. So this is very obvious because lambda is all about inversely proportional to nu. So this is the thing. So the first law is to explain all this thing is given by Stephen's law. So what Stephen's law tells? So this is Stephen's law, and Stephen's law will tell that intensity is proportional to T to the power 4, and I is equal to sigma T to the power 4. So intensity of black body is proportional to T to the power 4, and this sigma is identified as Stephen's constant, and this will be known as 2 pi to the power 5 k to the power 4 15 c square h cube, and this value is equal to 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square. And similarly, we can also find what will be the power. So power of radiated electromagnetic wave, if P is the power, and which is power of radiated EM wave. So this is power of radiated EM wave is given by P is equal to sigma A T to the power 4. So this is the intensity of radiated wave. So this is the intensity of radiated wave. So this is nothing but intensity of radiated wave by black body. So if we are going for the temperature, then this will be, and what is A is nothing but the surface area. From the surface area, this radiation is taking part. So A is identified as surface area. So this is the P is proportional to T to the power 4. So he does some experiment and fit the curve, and he find that in P is proportional to T to the power 4, which is the very big number, T to the power 4 in term of Kelvin. And this is also, this is temperature in term of Kelvin. So this is the Stephen's law, which will tell you what will be power of radiant wave, or the radiant wave is obviously electromagnetic wave. If we can have absolute temperature T. So this is the Stephen's law, and we have also one particular law. This is known as Wien's displacement law. What is Wien's displacement law? Wien's displacement law is all about to explain this new maxima. To explain this new maxima, so here we are writing Wien's displacement law. What is this Wien's displacement law? We have seen nu maximum is proportional to temperature. So as we are increasing the temperature, nu maximum is moving towards right. So this nu maximum is proportional to temperature, but Wien's displacement law more popularly given in term of wavelength, and corresponding to nu maximum we can write a lambda maximum. So corresponding to nu maximum, we have lambda maximum. So lambda, so we can have lambda maximum into T will be some constant. So we can have lambda maximum because nu maximum is inversely proportional to lambda maximum. So lambda maximum into T is equal to some constant, and this particular constant is identified as the Wien's constant, and which will be very, so this is given by, so this is given by Wien's, and this is Hc by 4.9 into kb, and which is approximately equal to 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 Kelvin meter. So if we want to go for what will be Wien's displacement law, so again I am writing it here. So we have Wien's displacement law is all about lambda maximum into temperature is equivalent to 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 Kelvin meter. So this will be known as Wien's displacement law. So we have two basic law, which will be the experimental observations, which can try to explain this experimental observation, that what will be the reason of nu maximum and why it is moving with the temperature. If temperature is increasing, nu maximum is also increasing. This is given by the Wien's displacement law. And we have also seen that how, if we are increasing the temperature, how the intensity and how the power, if we are talking about power, then we have to multiply it by the surface area, and how this power is going to relate with the temperature. And this is the fourth power of temperature. Means if we are increasing the temperature twice, the power is going to increase 2 to the power 4. That is, I think, 2 to the power 4 is basically this 2 to the power 4 is 2 to the power 2 into 2 to the power. That means it will go to 16 times. So if we are increasing the temperature twice, the power is increased 16 times by keeping the surface area. What is meaning of surface area? Means if you are taking this black body radiation have this particular shape of a sphere, then surface area is 4 pi r square. So this is all about the power of this particular surface area is 4. This is all about surface area 4 pi r square. So we are multiplying it by A, but intensity is only proportional to T to the power 4. But yes, power is proportional to also the surface area. So what is intensity? Intensity is nothing but power per unit area. So why we are multiplying with this thing, and but this curve is all about intensity versus frequency or intensity versus wavelength. So we have seen all these observations and these are the laws. But how mathematically we can explain it? It is the real challenge. Which basic theory can explain it? Okay, this is the we can make this observation that by the taking lot of data by different substance of, and we can just see this is going to t to the power 4, and from to explain this curve we have also take this data and we can find this Wien's displacement law. But what are the basic mathematical theory? How we can explain it? This is the real challenge. And to explain all this challenge, the different people approaches to this particular problem in different way. So there are two way to understand this problem. One is classical theory. The classical theory is given by the Rayleigh-Jeans, and then it will Rayleigh-Jeans as well as Wien's distribution law will also try to explain it, but they are not able to explain it fully. This is the real problem. Then the Plancks give the quantum mechanical theory to explain all this black body radiation. So we will try to see first with the classical theory and then with this particularly quantum mechanical theory of to understanding that profile of black body radiation. So let's try to understand the black body radiation with the classical theory, which is mainly given by the Rayleigh-Jeans. So first we will try to understand that what Rayleigh-Jeans do in one dimension, and then we will try to go for the three dimension case. So Rayleigh-Jeans believe in the classical theory, which means that he know that means he just taking that in a concept that light is electromagnetic wave, and first we will just try to understand all this thing in a one dimensional case, and then we will try to analogically implement the whole thing into three dimensional case. So what is he say? He say that light is electromagnetic wave as Maxwell explain it, and for one dimension he can just he just write that equation E is equal to E naught sine kx minus omega t, where k is nothing but wave vector 2 pi upon lambda, and omega is 2 pi nu. So this is the concept, and we know that nu is nothing but c upon lambda. Now what he do, he just confine the electric field into length 1, sorry, length a. He just want to confine the electric field in a length a. Means you can say that electric field is confined or electromagnetic wave is confined in one dimensional box with length a. So what, so he just try to count how many number of waves between frequency nu to nu plus d nu. So this is the challenging thing, but he make the extraordinary trick. So what is the trick? So what are the possible independent wave? The possible independent wave can be fundamental mode, because we know that at the end this node have to be 0. So from here we can write lambda by 2 must be equal to a, and we can just say that lambda is nothing but 2a. So these are one possible lambda. Another possible value, this length is a. We can talk about the first overtone. So first overtone will tell you about the lambda. This is lambda by 2. Lambda by 2, the lambda is equal to a. So we can write this whole thing lambda is equal to 2a by 2. So why we are using at 1? So I will just give 1, I will give 2, so 2. So similarly, we can just talk about lambda n is equal to 2a upon n. This is nothing but 2. Now, so, and also we have the relationship of wavelength and frequency for light. So what is the relationship? We have nu is equal to C upon lambda. So nu is equal to C upon lambda. So here we can see that the lambda are not arbitrary. They are indiscrete in nature. The values are either 2a by 2 or 2a by n. So this nu can be written as nc upon 2a. And this n can be written as 2a nu upon c. Now, look at here. This n and nu are correlated to each other. So, what is our challenge? Our challenge is that we just want to calculate how many frequency or how many waves are between nu plus d nu. Means if somehow we can calculate this possible value of n, we can easily calculate what will be value of nu. So, what we can write? We can write dn is equal to 2a upon c d nu. And this dn we can write in term of density function. How we can write in term of density function? We can just write dn upon d nu into d nu is equal to 2a upon c d nu, and this particular thing I can write n nu d nu is equal to 2a upon c d nu. Now, what is trick? The trick is if we want to calculate, suppose this is our origin and this is, let's say, 1 n, and these are the n. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this time we can just talk about n. What we want to find number of frequency between nu to nu plus d nu. Means we just want to, if we are able to calculate this particular value of points or these particular points, then we can easily tell how many number of waves or how many number of modes can be possible between nu to nu plus d nu. So this concept is a very nice concept, and from here he can just give the particular value of number of mode, or you can, in a very simple language, you can say how many number of possible waves. And if you are going to the quantum mechanics, you will say it how many number of state. So but right now, for we are not doing quantum mechanics, we are just before the quantum mechanics. So what we are saying this is nothing but the number of modes or number of wave between nu plus d nu. And he again used the fully classical theory, and what he say that light have two polarization, one will be clockwise and another will be anti-clockwise. And what he say that clockwise polarization is one particular number of wave, anti-clockwise will another. For example, if they are into fundamental mode, there are two possibility. One is for the clockwise, so another is for the anti-clockwise. So naturally the number of wave will be increased with a factor of 2. So what he will do, he will just try to multiply this thing by 2. And this is due to polarization. This is due to polarization. So once he will multiply this particular thing with 2, and then he just try to write the number of mode. He just try to write number of mode n nu d nu is nothing but 4ac d nu. So This is the one of the mother expression which leads to explain the black body radiation. And the next target, what we will do, we will just try to understand all this thing into 3 dimension, because that is the actual purpose. One dimensional case is a just a, you can say at right now this is just a very theoretical kind of thing, but practically we have to confine a cubical box. We will just confine the electromagnetic radiation into cubical box, and then we will just try to understand what will be its feature. And now the same logic we will try to implement into 3 dimensional case, and we will try to explain how this black body radiation will behave. But obviously, uh, let's try to see what will happen to 3 dimensional case of this particular thing. So first we have to calculate the number of mode between. So what is idea? Idea is very simple. First we have to calculate the number of mode between nu plus d nu in a 3 dimension, and then we will just calculate the average energy at equilibrium temperature T for single mode, and then we can talk about the all average kind of situation. So this is the idea. Let's try to do all this stuff into the 3 dimensional case. So what we have seen that n mu and nu d nu is the number of mode or number of waves in a very simple way between frequency nu to nu plus d nu in a 1 dimension is equal to 2a by c into d nu. And they religions in this method, they also take account the polarization into the calculation. Why? Because they say that that electromagnetic field can be left polarized as well as right polarized. So they assume that left polarized is one another wave and right polarized is another wave. So number of wave will be increase. So we can assume that there are, and for this particular polarization, we have tried to multiply it by the sum factor, that is 2. So this particular value is given as 4a upon c d nu. So this is in 1 dimension. In 1 dimension. Now, but actual thing is very different. What we have assumed that if our radiation is in confined into 3 dimensional box. So they are confined into 3 dimensional box of, let's say we are taking that cubical box. So we have taken this one is just a cubical box. So this is confined into this particular box of length A. So A cube is the volume, and now we just want to calculate what will be the density of this particular wave inside this particular cubical box. So this is the real challenge. So the realistically, that before that we have Maxwell relation, and from this Maxwell relation we have that electric field. We can calculate the nature of electric field. Del square E is equal to 1 upon C square del square E upon del T square. The classical electric field can be represented by this particular, you can write this is a vector thing. So electric field, this can be represented by this particular wave equation. And so this is typically wave equation. So if this is wave equation, I can say that electric field will just behave like E naught e to the power I k dot r minus omega t. So this is the nature of electric field into 3 dimension. K dot k is the wave vector into 3 dimension. So what we have, this equation must be satisfy this particular equation. Then what we have, we get the dispersion relation. And once we will get this particular dispersion relation, what we can get mod k square is equal to omega square c square. So this is the dispersion relation. And what is this mod k? K is the wave vector. K is the wave vector. We can write kxi plus kyj plus kz k. So this is the wave vector. So we can just go for using this relationship. Then we can write kx square plus ky square plus kz square is equal to omega square, and this can be written as 2 pi nu upon c whole square. Obviously, this is just behaving like as a sphere. If we can assume kx, ky, and kz are the three direction, or then these are the nothing but the equation of particularly a sphere. Now, kx, ky, kz are independent. They are independent. What is meaning of that? We can independently calculate kx, we can independently calculate ky, we can independently calculate kz as we have calculated in the one dimension. So for this one dimension, but before that we will just write in term of lambda. So this will be 2 pi upon lambda x whole square. I can use this will be 2 pi upon lambda y whole square plus 2 pi upon lambda z whole square is equal to 2 pi nu upon c whole square. So 2 pi square can be cancelled out. So this 2 pi square is gone. Now lambda x, lambda y, lambda z can be represented in term of nx, ny, nz as we have done into one dimension. So this is the trick, because they are independent. The kx, ky, kz are independent, but there we are using the only one discrete variable, that is n. But here we have, hence nx, ny, nz are different. So we are just using sorry, lambda x, lambda y, lambda z are different. So we are using nx, ny, nz associated number with the lambda x, lambda y, lambda z. So I can write lambda x is nothing but 2a upon nx, and lambda y will nothing but 2a upon ny. Lambda z is nothing but 2a upon nz. And what is nx? Nx can we go from 1 to 3 and 4, and y will we also go from. So from here we can write nx will be 1, 2, 3 and so forth, and y is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so forth. Similarly, nz is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so forth. And so we can put it here. So if we are putting it here, everything, so 2 pi square is cancel out in this equation, and we can nx, ny, nz will we go at the denominator, and we have 2a square will be just go to the 4a square onto that side. So I am just writing all about this is nx square plus ny square plus nz square is equal to basically nu upon c into 2a whole square. So this is all about the equation we can get, and nx, ny, nz is all about discrete in nature. Now we have used this dispersion relation, and so let's do a trick. What we are going to do? We are just going to find, suppose we are taking this kind of situation. So this is my x, this is my y, this is my z. On x we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Similarly on y we have 1, 2, 3, this will be ny, this is nx. Similarly for z, this will be 1, 2, 3 and so on. What we want, we just want to know what will be the possible number of waves between frequency nu to nu plus d nu. We have just experiencing that possible number of waves is nothing but the counting the number of nx, ny, nz. What are the possible values of nx, ny, nz between nu to nu plus d nu. If we are able to count that, we can easily count this thing. So if we have this particular relationship and we can see this is the wonderful equation. If I assume nx is one along one axis, ny is along another axis, nz is along another axis, and three perpendicular axes we have, then this is nothing but the equation of a sphere. We have equation of a sphere as we are assuming that nx, ny, nz are the three coordinates, and this is abstract. This is abstract. This is that's only mathematical tricks we are using here. Now, so if we are calculating the possible number of volume, so this is nothing. So if we are saying, and what will be radius? The radius is very interesting. This is the radius. This radius is 2a nu upon c. This is the radius. So what is meaning of that? We are just want to calculate, this is the radius of a sphere, of the volume of this particular sphere between nu to nu plus d nu. Means if we are able to calculate what will be volume behind this particular cell, we can easily calculate how many number of possible nx, ny, nz are there because of this particular relationship. So we are just playing a trick. So calculating nx, ny, nz is actually calculating number of waves, number of modes. And further, you will just see in the quantum mechanics, we will use number of state. So now, so obviously we are just going to calculate this particular volume. So volume is this dn is nothing but we can say 4 pi r square dr. And this dn is again written as n nu d nu, that is 4 pi r square is this one. So we can use 2a upon c nu whole square d nu. We can just dr is nothing. This is r actually. This is r. So this is r. So don't confuse with nu and r. So this is r. Okay. So this is r radius. This is nu. So dr can be written as 2a upon c d nu. So now we have wonderful calculation. So this is the total volume, But so what will be this particular total volume? So this is 4 pi upon c cube. C cube is there, and 2 square. So that is 4, and 2 here is 2, and there is a cube, and we have nu square d nu. So this is the thing. But the trick is that nx, ny, nz are always positive. So if they are always positive, we are just talking about only one quadrant. So if we are talking about only one quadrant, means the volume is just 1 by 8 of all this thing. So volume is just 1 by 8. So we have to, hence nx, ny, nz are the positive number. So we can use here. So we are just going to use removing all this part. What we have basically nx, ny, nz are the positive number. So we are just using that nx, ny, nz is only positive number because they are the allowed value. So now we can just divide the actual number of modes or actual number of wave or actual number of state is all about 1 upon 8, and this will be 4 pi upon c cube. 4 into 2 is 8. This will be a cube and nu square d nu. then this will be cancel out. So we have n nu d nu is equal to 4 pi. So this will be 4 pi upon c cube and nu square a cube d nu, and a cube is the volume. So a cube is the volume. Now again we are using the practical thing that electromagnetic wave have polarization also. They can be left polarized, they can be right polarized. So why we can multiply it by number 2. So this is 2 due to polarization. Due to polarization. Polarization. Due to polarization. So we are using this due to polarization. So we have n nu d nu is equal to, basically we can calculate, that will be all about 8 pi upon c cube nu square d nu into volume. A cube is the volume. So whatever be the volume of box, either it will be remain in its cubical box, so this will be particular volume. So we have, if we are dividing this volume here, then this will be identified as density, number density, volume. So this will be rho nu d nu is all about 8 pi c cube nu square d nu. So this is the number of uh, volume density, or just this is you can say that the density between frequency nu plus d nu means this will tell you number per unit volume between frequency nu plus d nu is proportional to nu square. So this is the wonderful calculation done by this to explain black body radiation. And the next version is just they are using this particular from the Maxwell Boltzmann relationship, and then they will just try to explain the nature of black body radiation. So that thing we will do into next class. So next class I will start from here. We will just use this lesson and we will see how this can be, how this particular relationship can be used to determine energy or intensity of black body radiation, and we will see how much strong these are, or what is the limitation behind all this particular calculation. So we will discuss all other thing into next class. So we will start from this particular expression. So I will just tell you that just go and do it for the 2 dimension. This is very interesting when you are going to do this for the 2 dimension. How we can approach all this stuff for the 2 dimension means, you can assuming hypothetically, you can assume that your wave is confined into 2 dimension, and how you can find this particular frequency density, or you can say wave density. If I am taking about frequency density, means I am talking about wave density, I am talking about modes, I am talking about the states. These all are the more or less synonymous terms into next version of physics, that is known as classical mechanics. So this is the very strong intuition is there to how we can discretize our frequency, and from there people think that discreteness is the one of the fundamental property at the microscopic level. We will try to understand each and everything into the next classes, and obviously into the quantum mechanics. So in last class we have calculated number of mode uh, between frequency nu plus d nu in some cubical volume of volume V. So what was the basic formula we have find? We have find n nu d nu is equal to 8 pi V upon c cube, and this will be nu square d nu. And if we can divide with V, then this will be number of mode per unit volume. So we can do it after that. Now, what will the next target? Next target, we have to include the energy. What should be that energy density, that energy per unit volume. So this is that all about number of mode. If we can multiply with the average energy of every mode, then we can get this particular solution, that what will be the energy variation with frequency. So what is the trick behind that? We know that according to this classical theory of electromagnetic theory, that E is all about E naught exponential I k dot r minus omega t. So this is a sinusoidal most solution, and this solution is equivalent to solution of the harmonic oscillator. So what Rayleigh Jeans propagate the theory, he just say that hence this is the solution equivalent to harmonic oscillator, equivalent to wave solution. Then energy associated to harmonic oscillator, or that energy will be thermal energy. The thermal energy associated that harmonic oscillator will equivalent to energy associated to each mode. So according to kinetic theory of gases, what we have, according to kinetic theory of gases, we have that energy, the total energy of harmonic oscillator is the total energy of, or average energy of kinetic energy and average energy of potential energy. And what kinetic theory of gases said, that each particular mode or each particular degree of freedom have kT by 2 value of energy associated with this. So we can just include this value as kT by 2, and we can include this value as kT by 2. So average value of harmonic oscillator equivalent to kT. And now he says that each and every mode has associated thermal energy is equivalent to kT. So we can use the different notation for the energy. So that will be, and this is, I can divide with the volume. So this will be rho nu d nu is equal to 8 pi nu square upon c cube kt into d nu. So this is the particular thing, and we can just equate this particular thing. So rho nu is the energy density. So this is nothing but the energy density, energy per unit volume in the range of frequency nu plus d nu is 8 pi nu square upon c cube kt, and this will be energy density, which means energy between frequency nu to nu plus d nu. So here just calculated all this energy. So let's try to see up to which level this is correct. So when we are just going to see that this is the actual relationship between rho nu. So this is energy density versus nu. So energy per unit volume. So this is the actual distribution. But when we are going to plot this, so rho nu is proportional to nu square. So this will be, initially this will be match the thing, but after then it will deviate it from this particular. So this is the actual radiation law, and this is given by Rayleigh Jeans. So at the smaller value of frequency, up to this value, you can say up to this value, this is just matching the actual value. But after then, when we are talking about greater value of frequency, it is very much deviated. So we can make a conclusion. And what will be conclusion? That Rayleigh jeans is effective, or it is more significant for small value of a small value of frequency or greater value of wavelength of lambda. This is frequency, this is lambda. So this is the particular one of the beautiful attempt to understand black body radiation. But this particular theory is a really nice theory, but it is not basically applicable for the higher value of frequency. But up to the lower limit of frequency, up, this classical theory is well defined. So this is wonderful explanation. At least he just tried to see, he just tried to calculate the number of modes. He just tried to include the classical theory, classical Maxwellian theory, or classical theory of electromagnetic theory. He just want to include it into his calculation. Somehow, up to some level, he was just successful, but he doesn't give the complete explanation of black body radiation, that why this peak is there and after then it is again going to decrease. So it's it is not explained by this particular Rayleigh jeans. So let's go to another theory, and this theory is given by Wien's theory. So let's try to see what Wien's have tried to explain all this thing, and then we will go for the complete theory of the Planck's distribution law, and we will see how Planck's give the complete theory of black body radiation. So Wiens was the another person who just want to explain black body radiation. He just give the distribution formula or based on some intuition and some basic calculation. The derivation is not required. So we are just going to understand what he has said, and then how it will up to which level this particular explanation is going to fit with this particular black body radiation. What he say? He says that this radiation, new, this is density, and energy density is basically will be equal to some constant A, and this can be incorporated all C and T, and this will be basically nu cube e to the power minus h nu upon kt. So he just try to explain this thing, and he said that the black body radiation, the energy density of black body radiation, will be just behave like that, and more or less he can just give the I can give you the complete formula, and I think this complete formula for rho nu is all about this will be 2h nu cube upon this will be c square e to the power h nu upon kt. So he just I think this is the approximated value of a we can just get, and he just say that this is the distribution of black body radiation. I think he just instead of taking that all formula given by the religions, he just take a he was little bit biased towards I think from Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. So why he just keep this particular function incorporate in this thing, and if you can see this can be written as some or equivalently. I am just trying to explain. This will be some energy h nu, and he just use the energy h nu, and this will be just due to Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. He just uses this thing, and he just also use the term nu square for a proportionality constant of this density, number density. So number density was proportional to nu square taken by Rayleigh jeans, and I think he just take the intuition from here, and he just try to give this particular formula. So let's try to see what he have plotted. So when we are going to plot this particular thing, again, rho nu versus nu, the correct the correct plot is this. This is given by the experimental evidence. And what we have, so when we are going to plot this thing, obviously this is very fast decaying, minus h nu, so it is very fast. So this is going to dominate. And what will happen? So it is something like that. It will be just go with the something like that. So this is basically given by Wien's distribution. So what was the difference between Wien's and Rayleigh Jeans? So if we are plotting all three, this is the observed value, then we will take a Wien's value and then we will go for this particular thing. So I am using the different color. So first we will just plot the, basically this is plot of correct observation or experimental fact. So this is rho nu versus nu, and Rayleigh Jeans is plot have something like that. So this is from the Rayleigh Jeans. I have used the orange color for this, and this is something given by the Wiens. So this is the observed thing. This is observed. This is given by Wiens distribution, or I can use same color, Wiens distribution, and this is given by the Rayleigh Jeans distribution. Rayleigh Jeans distribution. So Rayleigh Jeans is for the small nu and greater lambda. Wiens is for the greater nu small lambda. So these are the experimental fact with the classical nature of uh, they just try to give this explanation of the black body radiation with the classical nature of electromagnetic wave, and but somehow at up to some level both are both are going to satisfy this particular black body radiation, and for the initial level of calculation it's a really very nice calculation, and they can just try to explain up to some level how this black body radiation it can be explained, or the intensity of black body radiation with the frequency or lambda can be explained. You can just plot it this with the frequency, then Wiens will become here and Rayleigh Jeans will become here, because both are opposite just talking, both are just moving in opposite way, lambda and frequency. So this is the basic classical theory of black body radiation. But now let's try to give the complete theory of black body radiation given by the Planck's, and this is the milestone theory which incorporated that quantization in the energy into the calculation, and finally these were the backbone explanation before quantum mechanics. And if I can dare to say that yes, black body radiation explained by Planck's is the actually fundamental calculation behind the quantum mechanics. On to basis of this calculation, people just try to explain quantum mechanical formula, and they just try to understand mathematically what is quantum mechanics, and just new era of physics was open after only this particular explanation. So let's try to go for the Planck's calculation behind the to explain what is black body radiation. So we will just go for the Planck's.